There is a familiar heaviness settling over South Bend again, the kind that doesn't come from a single loss or one missed tackle, but from the slow accumulation of disappointments that all seem to trace back to the same uncomfortable place. Notre Dame, a program built on tradition, identity, and the promise of development, is once again watching the transfer portal spin without stopping for them, and this latest miss feels sharper, quieter, and somehow more deflating than the rest. Maybe it's because the Irish thought they finally had one. Maybe it's because the need is so obvious. Or maybe it's because each passing day makes the gap between expectation and reality harder to ignore. Defensive lineman Ezra Christensen committing to Colorado should not, on paper, feel like a seismic moment. He was not the highest-ranked player in the portal, not a household name, not the type of instant star that sends shockwaves across the college football landscape, and yet, when the news became official, it landed with a thud in South Bend. Christensen had been offered by Notre Dame just a day earlier. The Irish were pushing, conversations were happening, momentum, or at least the appearance of it, seemed to be building. Then, almost as quickly as it arrived, it was gone. Colorado closed, and Notre Dame was left once again on the outside, looking in. This has become the exhausting rhythm of the portal era for the Irish. Hope flickers, buzz builds, and then silence follows, broken only by a commitment graphic wearing someone else's colors. Since the portal opened, Marcus Freeman and his staff have been active, aggressive, and visible in their pursuit of help, particularly on the defensive side of the ball and at wide receiver. The needs are not subtle, they are glaring. Depth is thin, experience is limited, and the idea was that the portal would help stabilize those rooms, supplement a young roster, and bridge the gap between elite high school recruiting and immediate on-field production. Instead, Notre Dame has watched player after player slip away. What makes this stretch so puzzling is that Freeman's reputation as a recruiter has never been in question. He has proven time and again that he can connect with players, families, and high school coaches. He has assembled one of the strongest recruiting classes in the country through traditional channels, selling vision, culture, and opportunity with authenticity. On the trail, Notre Dame still resonates, the name still matters, the helmets still shine, and yet, in the portal, that same pull has not translated, and the disconnect is becoming impossible to ignore. The frustration is not just about losing out on players, it's about how quickly it keeps happening. Christensen committed one day after receiving an offer from Notre Dame. One day. That timeline tells its own story. It suggests that whatever pitch the Irish are making in the portal, it's either arriving too late, landing too softly, or being overshadowed by something else entirely. In a world where decisions are often made fast and leverage shifts by the hour, Notre Dame appears to be perpetually chasing momentum instead of setting it. For a player like Christensen, the fit seemed logical. Notre Dame's defensive identity, its history of producing NFL-caliber linemen, and the immediate opportunity to compete for snaps should have carried weight. He didn't come from a traditional power pipeline, he wasn't overloaded with blue blood options, and yet Colorado, with all its own questions and transitions, was able to seal the deal. That reality stings, not because of who Christensen is, but because of what it symbolizes. If Notre Dame can't close on players like this, then who exactly can they close on? There is also an emotional element to this that numbers and rankings can't fully capture. The Irish fan base has been told repeatedly to be patient, to trust the process, to understand that Notre Dame does things differently, that development matters, that culture matters. All of that can be true, and still the absence of portal success can feel like a slow leak in the foundation. College football has changed. Experience matters more than ever. Depth wins games in November, and while high school recruiting fuels the future, the portal often defines the present. Notre Dame's focus on the defensive line and wide receiver in the portal makes complete sense. Those are premium positions, places where injuries pile up and rotations matter. They are also positions where immediate impact players can dramatically alter a season's trajectory. So far, though, the Irish have come up empty, not just once, but repeatedly. Each miss compounds the anxiety, raising uncomfortable questions about roster construction and readiness heading into next season. There is a growing sense that Notre Dame may be heading into the upcoming year younger than planned, not by choice, but by necessity. Without portal reinforcements, freshmen and sophomores will be asked to grow up quickly. Opportunities will be there, yes, but so will the learning curves. For a program with championship aspirations, relying so heavily on youth is a dangerous gamble, especially in a sport where veteran teams often separate themselves when the games tighten and the margin for error disappears. The brand of Notre Dame should still be powerful. It should still open doors. It should still resonate with players looking for development, exposure, and stability. And yet, in this particular market, it hasn't been enough. Whether it's concerns about fit, academics, NIL structures, immediate roles, or simply timing, something is consistently falling short. The portal doesn't wait, and Notre Dame, for all its history, can't afford to move slowly in a landscape defined by urgency. What makes this latest miss feel heavier than the others is not just the outcome, but the context. Christensen was not a reach. He was not a long shot. He was a realistic target, and the Irish still couldn't close. That's the part that lingers. It reinforces the feeling that Notre Dame is not just losing battles at the top of the board, but struggling across the board. And when that happens, doubt creeps in, even for the most optimistic supporters. There is still time. The portal remains open, opportunities will arise, but with each passing day, the list of available players shrinks and the pressure grows. At some point, explanations turn into expectations, and patience turns into urgency. Marcus Freeman has earned trust through his recruiting success and leadership, but even elite recruiters must adapt to the realities of the modern game. The portal is not an accessory anymore. It is a necessity. For now, Notre Dame is left once again to recalibrate, to regroup, and to tell itself that the plan remains intact. Maybe it does. Maybe the youth movement will accelerate development and pay dividends down the line. Maybe the right portal addition is still out there waiting. But in this moment, after another quick commitment goes elsewhere, it's hard to shake the feeling that something essential is missing. And until Notre Dame finds a way to make the transfer portal work for them, these moments will continue to stack up, each one feeling just a little more deflating than the last.